Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Good evening. So we're gonna do an advice section. Where's the...
Haven't you found the... You haven't found it yet?
Not yet. Say something,
Can you
darling.
just talk amongst yourselves, please, while we're working this out? Will it be very long, dear?
Yeah, here now.
I mean, it will be very long, or it won't?
Can you read that for you?
Can I put my glasses on? Wasn't this fun? Dear T&B, just call me Miss Overdose.
Overdose.
Just married 2 years to a German fat guy. This promises to be a good one. I hadn't even seen this. He's 64 years old and we live in Cebu. He is very kind, generous to my family, and he treats me like a queen. Doesn't sound like she thinks that, does it? My problem now is, even in 2 years, seems he is not contented of me. Even we do it twice a day. Oh, we're back on that, are we? There are times when my mother get our son to stay in their house for a weekend. We did it 5 times. If I didn't say that's enough, maybe we could be up to 10 rounds. Do you think it's still normal? He has a capsule he takes together with his other vitamins that, according to him, it's a big help for him to be horny, and his friends also taking. I asked some of his friends...
My friends?
Oh, I asked some of my friends who married foreigners same in his age, and they said they did it once a week. Sometimes twice a month. Beth, will you give me your opinion? Please don't publish my email and my real name. Signed, Miss Overdose.
I don't know what to say, darling. You will be the one. I'm just here to help you. I'm just here to...
Well, you said it seems he's not contented, but, honey...
This is called lightning.
What? No, darling, it's called silly flashlight. A silly use of the flashlight.
No,
Do you want
good.
to... All right.
Okay.
We're missing one light and we're improvising. Okay, so, Miss Overdose, it's not exactly a cheery letter, is it? Talking about being, thinking even of an overdose. Or maybe the overdose that you're thinking of is your husband who's taking, evidently you don't say it's a blue pill, but apparently that's what they take. Now,
what's that blue pill, hen?
I think that's the Pfizer thing. What's it called? Well, anyway, it's something that helps him get horny. It doesn't just help him to get horny, it gives him some staying power as well, which evidently, if you've done it 5 times in a day, and how long did they say they'd been married?
2 years.
2 years. Are you... I'm not quite sure what your question is. Are you dissatisfied with this?
I think based on his her letter, she's complaining.
She's complaining, really, because she's asking, is it normal?
In other words, it's normal.
What's that got to do with it?
Maybe I think it's because there are some women that what do you call that, Han? The need of your partner.
The sexual appetite.
Yeah, the need of your partner and your need is not is not coincide.
Not the same.
Yeah.
And evidently she doesn't feel that she can say no.
Yeah, possible, because everyone knows that it could be lead into misunderstanding, fighting, argument, because sometimes the mind of the husband is not in the right mind, right? It's in the other mind.
In the other mind.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that is, and maybe in the other world. I don't know. Same planet, different world.
Yeah.
But evidently she has talked to her friends, and her friends are saying, oh yes, we often do it once a week, and some of them say once a month. So her passion is running wild in Cebu, evidently. And we have another one where was it the wife? It was the wife the last time that couldn't get enough of the husband, and now it's the husband who can't get enough of the wife. Now, has he expressed any dissatisfaction with you, I wonder? It doesn't sound like he would have cause if you were willing to do it twice a day and 5 times at the weekend. It sounds like a busy schedule to me. Do you have any hobbies, by the way? Do you do anything else? Do you get any housework done? I mean, do you watch any television? It's a puzzle to me as to how, if you have children, I'm guessing that this is all done at school time. Well, what would be the advice? Communication. You're going to have to talk to him. And if it's too much for you, and you evidently think that he's a great guy, and you're worried that he is discontented, so I think that you're going to have to talk to him. If in doubt, talk. That's what I would say. Talk to him and tell him, it seems like we're overdoing it a little, you know.
That's why he says, that's why her code name is Overdose.
Overdose?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I realise now that it's not her overdose. She's made it sound as if it's her overdose, but it's actually his overdose. Have you tried switching the pills over to aspirin or paracetamol or something like that, or a calcium tablet? Have you thought of doing that? I know in the British Army, to stop the men who were not able to get any of the other, they would put bromide in the tea, and that supposedly was to dim or dull the sexual appetite so that the men wouldn't go completely insane. Have a look at some of those things, you know. I'm tempted to tell the joke of, I know that it's not funny, somebody actually admonished me in an email because it seemed that I was sensationalizing something that someone had written a letter about. But it just reminds me of the lady, the elderly lady in her 70s, and she goes to the doctor and she says, I really want to talk not about me but about my husband, because he always used to be quite passionate, but he doesn't seem to have any interest anymore, and we haven't done it now for 4 months. So I wondered if there was anything that we could give him. So the doctor says, I understand exactly what you're going through. Now, I'm going to give you this pill, and what you should do is slip it into his coffee and come back in a week's time and let me know how it went. So, after a week, the old lady appears again at the doctor's, and she walks in and she's beaming. So the doctor said, so, Mrs. Jeffries, how did it go? She said, Doctor, I can't tell you. I slipped it in his coffee, and in about 30 seconds after he'd taken a mouthful, he suddenly stood up. He just swept everything off the table. She said, and then he threw me down on the top, ripped my panties off and made passionate love to me for 15 minutes. So the doctor said, well, you're not complaining, are you? So she said, no, I'm not complaining, but we won't be able to go in that McDonald's again for at least a year.
Because it's in public
My
area.
God, she actually got it. It's too much. My cup runneth over. She got one of my jokes. I'll tell you another one later. Okay. So, not to trivialize your problem, but as in most cases, you need to talk, and you need to keep talking until he gets it. Now, if he is the great guy that you tell us he is, he will want to know that he is being fair. Okay? Do you wish to add anything to that, my dear?
What's the name of that? Miss Overdose. You know?
Miss Overdose.
I think if you are complaining, don't mind. It's my personal opinion. If you're if you are, because I think in your problem now is your need and the need of your husband is not compatible, right? Is not coincide. You are satisfied with that amount, and he is satisfied no matter what amount you can produce in a day, right?
Okay.
You know what? I think what you need to do is let your husband don't drink whatever he's drinking, right? What do you think?
Well, maybe she should drink what he's drinking, and then her needs will be the same as his.
But
they
you
can
you
spend
also
the entire week doing it.
huh? You also put that any intake is not healthy. It's not helping, right? In the long run, there's a side effect.
Any intake?
You're the one who say that any medication coming into your body, there's a side effect.
Well, there will be a side effect, yes.
So, possible there's a side effect on that later on. So, maybe you could tell to your husband about, you communicate to your husband about your concern, but it's not a major thing. It's not a major problem.
Well, maybe you should, sorry, darling, but maybe you should look it up, find out what the pill is that he's taking, and then look it up online and see if there are any side effects, which if your husband knew about them, he may decide that he was going to cut down, at least cut the tablet in half, and then you'd be down to once a day, which you might be willing to do. So try that.
Yeah, try, because there's a side effect on I think there's every medications that coming in, there's a side effect on our body, although it's help on that in that specific area, but there's in the other area it's not good, right? So you need to ask that, and at the same time just open communications with your husband about the situations and about your concern that your friends, you inquire about your friends that they're doing it, and you're doing a lot. So just be grateful. Just be grateful, but different partners have different needs, and at the same time different compatibility, and your husband, as long as you're happy with your husband, your husband is loving to you, treated you well, then it's not a major problem, but you need to raise that concern to your husband, that look, I'm doing a lot of works in the house. I'm taking care of the baby, and then you're there trying to insert more and more more schedule.
Insert more and what?
More and more schedule.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Like.
Okay.
Like for example, you got, I don't know. I don't. Because different levels of need, and if you're contented with once or twice a day, then it could be good. But if more than that is too much, then you need, and you cannot, because sometimes the body, right?
Sometimes the what?
The body.
The body.
Yeah.
Sometimes the body what?
Because maybe your concern is you want to satisfy your husband, but her body is cannot.
Oh, body.
Yeah.
Body.
Her body.
I thought you said baddie.
No, her body. You got me? Maybe because your husband is so big, like maybe that's one of your concern, that very heavy, like that. So I don't want to.
Now, what are we talking about now? The fact that he's fat, or the fact that he's something else?
No, it's up to you. So my just a simple. Just as this light is so light, just a simple suggestion and opinion, personal opinion, you need to open to your husband about your concern, and at the same time, talk to it, because you just talk to him, and at the same time you just say to your husband, look, you're big, I'm small, and then too much opening, too much coming out, open out, coming in, coming out. Sometimes it's a stress. You know, so that's what I'm gonna say. But at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, it's not really a major problem. At the end of the day, it's not a major problem, because sometimes doing that makes person healthy and is a way of expressing your love, and at the same time it's a way to long life. Have a good day. Thank you so much, and salamat ma'am sa pag-subscribe, salamat sa pag-tanaw sa mga video, right? Ayaw na problema ha ma'am. Maabot rang time nga nagkadako namang iyang edad, maabot rang time nga magka-decrease na po na ang iyang need.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. So and if you need more advice, go to the doctor, go to the OB/GYN for more and more professional advice. Right? But the best thing that you need to do is research about the medications that your husband is drinking, because there could be possibility that there's a side effect on that on his health, because there are some medications that are not allowed for an older, right? Because
really?
Possible it could be paralyzed at later time.
Paralyzed at the what?
Paralyzed later time.
Paralyzed later
And
time.
especially no to fake enhancement. No to fake medications or capsule, because remember when we went to Cebu, right? When we went to Robinson, there's some guy following us and says, remember?
Oh, right,
and saying, it's cheaper. You know. So have a good. Thank you so much.